Have you ever felt like history has more secrets hidden just beneath the surface, whispering tales we haven't yet learned to hear? What if I told you that the silent symbols carved into ancient Egyptian stones, symbols that baffled the greatest minds for centuries, are finally giving up their deepest secrets, not just through human brilliance, but with the help of something entirely new? We stand at a monumental crossroads where the legacy of a 19th century genius meets the power of 21st century artificial intelligence. And the revelations are poised to shake the very foundations of what we thought we knew about human civilization. Get ready, because the messages emerging from the dust are more profound, more personal, and more shocking than you might imagine. Picture this: it's the early 1800s. Europe is buzzing with fascination for ancient Egypt, thanks largely to Napoleon's expeditions. Obelisks stand mute in Rome, temple fragments lie in museums, and everywhere intricate carvings, hieroglyphs, mock scholars with their silent beauty. For centuries, these symbols were thought to be purely allegorical, mystical pictures holding esoteric wisdom, but no one could read them. Imagine the frustration. It's like finding a library filled with books in a language no one alive speaks. Many tried, brilliant minds across Europe, wrestling with the symbols, proposing theories, but ultimately failing to unlock the system. Were they pictures? Letters? Both? Nobody knew for sure. Enter Jean-François Champollion, a young Frenchman with an almost obsessive passion for languages. From a young age, he was captivated by Egypt. He wasn't just dabbling, he immersed himself, learning not only Greek and Latin but also Hebrew, Arabic, Syriac, Chaldean, and crucially, Coptic. This was his secret weapon. Coptic, the liturgical language of the Egyptian Christian Church, was the direct descendant of the ancient Egyptian language, albeit written with a Greek-based alphabet. Champollion hypothesized, correctly, that understanding Coptic would give him insight into the sounds and structure of the language hidden within the hieroglyphs. Think of it like trying to understand Old English by knowing modern English. It's not the same, but the roots are undeniably there, offering vital clues. The game changer, as many know, was the Rosetta Stone. Discovered by French soldiers in 1799, this slab of black basalt wasn't intrinsically magical, but it was incredibly useful. It contained the same decree inscribed in 3 scripts: formal hieroglyphs at the top, everyday demotic script in the middle, and ancient Greek at the bottom. Suddenly, there was a potential key. Greek was well understood. If the texts were indeed parallel translations, then the Greek could be used to decipher the other 2. But it wasn't instant magic. Other researchers, like the brilliant English polymath Thomas Young, made partial progress. Young correctly identified that cartouches, oval rings around certain hieroglyphs, likely contained royal names and made headway associating some symbols with sounds. However, he remained convinced that phonetic elements were only used for foreign names. He couldn't quite grasp the full, complex picture. Champollion, armed with his deep linguistic knowledge, particularly Coptic, and driven by relentless dedication, took it further. He meticulously compared the hieroglyphs on the Rosetta Stone and other inscriptions, focusing on the cartouches containing names like Ptolemy and Cleopatra. He noticed recurring symbols, and using the Greek versions as a guide, began to tentatively assign phonetic values. His breakthrough wasn't just identifying a few sounds, it was realizing the system itself. He discovered that Egyptian hieroglyphs were a complex, ingenious mix. Some signs represented sounds, phonetic, like letters. Others represented whole words or ideas, logographic, like symbols. And some served as determinatives to clarify the meaning of a word, like adding a symbol of a man after a name to show it belongs to a male. Imagine the electrifying moment in 1822 when, after years of painstaking comparison, late nights poring over texts, and fierce intellectual battles, Champollion finally cracked it. Legend has it he burst into his brother's office, cried "G tines l'affaire, I've got it," and promptly collapsed from exhaustion. Whether apocryphal or not, it captures the magnitude of his achievement. He hadn't just translated a few names. He had unlocked the grammar, the structure, the very soul of the ancient Egyptian language expressed through its unique script. The year 2022 marked the bicentennial of this incredible feat. 200 years since one man's perseverance and linguistic genius opened a window into a lost world. We celebrate Champollion not just as a historical figure, but as an embodiment of human curiosity and the power of cross-disciplinary thinking. His work wasn't just about Egypt. It was a testament to the idea that even the most impenetrable puzzles can yield to methodical study, deep knowledge, and an unwillingness to give up. His success reminds us, even today, when faced with daunting challenges, whether in science, art, or our personal lives, that dedication and the right approach can unlock doors we thought permanently sealed. Champollion's decipherment wasn't just an academic victory. It was like finding the master key to a civilization. Suddenly, the silent stones began to speak. What was once just beautiful decoration on temple walls, tomb interiors, statues, and everyday objects became readable text. Egyptology transformed from speculative guesswork into a rigorous historical and linguistic discipline. Imagine archaeologists carefully excavating a tomb. Before Champollion, they might find stunning artifacts, intricate carvings, and elaborate coffins, but the context, the story told by the deceased themselves, remained largely mute. After 1822, those same inscriptions could be read. We learned the names of pharaohs, queens, officials, and even common workers. Royal lineages became clearer, stretching back through dynasties. Religious hymns and rituals inscribed on temple walls revealed the complex Egyptian pantheon, their beliefs about creation, the terrifying journey through the underworld, the duet, and the elaborate preparations needed to ensure eternal life in the field of reeds. Think about the practicalities of life. Papyri, once mysterious scrolls, could now be translated to reveal mundane yet fascinating details. Grain accounts showing the scale of agriculture, legal documents outlining property rights and punishments, medical texts describing diagnoses and treatments, some surprisingly astute, others based heavily on magic. Letters exchanged between officials, merchants tracking trade goods like cedar wood from Lebanon or precious metals from Nubia. These weren't just dry facts. They were glimpses into the daily rhythms, the social structures, the economic engines, and the legal frameworks of a society that thrived for millennia along the Nile. The stories that emerged were breathtaking. We could read the boastful accounts of pharaohs celebrating military victories, the intricate spells of the Book of the Dead designed to guide the soul past demonic gatekeepers, the poignant poems expressing love or lament, the wisdom literature offering moral guidance. It was as if an entire civilization, vibrant and complex, had been resurrected from the silence of ages. Champollion didn't just solve a linguistic puzzle. He gave voice to millions, allowing their beliefs, their achievements, their fears, and their hopes to echo down to us through the corridors of time. His legacy isn't just in textbooks. It's in every museum exhibit where a label translates an ancient inscription, in every documentary explaining Egyptian mythology based on primary sources, in every research paper that builds upon the foundation he laid. His methodical approach, comparison, cross-referencing, attention to detail, became the bedrock of Egyptology and continues to inspire researchers today. Now fast forward 2 centuries from Champollion's breakthrough. While his methods remain fundamental, the sheer volume of untranslated or partially damaged texts is staggering. Thousands upon thousands of inscriptions, papyrus fragments, and ostraca, inscribed pottery shards, still hold secrets. Many are faded, chipped, incomplete, or written in cursive scripts that are difficult to decipher. This is where the story takes a fascinating, futuristic turn. Enter artificial intelligence. Researchers are now harnessing the power of AI, particularly deep learning systems like those developed by Google DeepMind and others, to tackle these ancient texts in ways previously unimaginable. Think of AI as Champollion's methodical approach amplified exponentially, capable of processing information on a scale and at a speed that dwarfs human capability. These AI systems are trained on vast datasets of known hieroglyphs, grammatical structures, and translated texts. They learn to recognize patterns, just like Champollion did, but across millions of data points simultaneously. How does this work in practice? Imagine a temple wall covered in hieroglyphs, some sections perfectly preserved, others weathered away by millennia of sun and sand. A human Egyptologist might spend weeks or months painstakingly trying to reconstruct the missing parts, comparing them with known formulas from other sites. A well-trained AI, however, can scan a high-resolution image of the inscription and within hours or even minutes propose statistically likely completions for the damaged sections. It does this by analyzing the surrounding context, recognizing recurring symbolic or phonetic groups, and comparing the partial inscription to its massive internal library of Egyptian texts. The AI doesn't replace the human expert, but rather acts as an incredibly powerful assistant. It presents suggestions, highlights potential connections, and identifies patterns that might be too subtle or time-consuming for a human to spot. The researcher then reviews these AI-generated hypotheses, using their deep knowledge of history, culture, and linguistics to validate, refine, or reject them. It's a synergy between human intuition and machine efficiency, accelerating the pace of discovery dramatically. One of the most exciting applications is dealing with fragmentary texts. Ancient Egyptian papyri, for example, are often found torn, eaten by insects, or deliberately cut up for reuse in mummy wrappings. Piecing these together is like solving a massive, three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle with most of the pieces missing. AI algorithms can analyze the shape of fragments, the style of handwriting, the fiber patterns of the papyrus itself, and the linguistic content to suggest potential joins and reconstruct partial sentences or even entire documents. This is breathing new life into texts that were once considered hopelessly lost, potentially revealing everything from lost literary works to everyday shopping lists. This isn't limited to hieroglyphs. AI is proving invaluable for other challenging ancient writing systems. Take cuneiform, the wedge-shaped script used in ancient Mesopotamia. Hundreds of thousands of clay tablets exist, recording everything from epic poems like Gilgamesh to mundane administrative records. Traditionally, deciphering these required a lifetime of expertise. Now, AI can rapidly scan digitized tablets, identify recurring signs, tag potential translations, and even help reconstruct broken tablets, allowing scholars to map out economic trends, social networks, and the evolution of religious beliefs across vast archives. The implications are profound. AI is not just speeding up translation, it's potentially unlocking languages and dialects we barely understand. It can analyze subtle grammatical variations, identify previously unrecognized words, and help fill the gaps in our knowledge of scripts that lack clear descendants or extensive bilingual keys. It's like having a tireless digital scribe capable of seeing connections across millennia and continents, helping us piece together the fragmented mosaic of our shared human story. While AI excels at speeding up work on known scripts like hieroglyphs and cuneiform, perhaps its most tantalizing promise lies in tackling scripts that have stubbornly resisted decipherment for decades, remaining frustratingly silent. Consider Linear A, the script of the ancient Minoan civilization on Crete, flourishing long before classical Greece. Discovered over a century ago, it predates Linear B, which was deciphered in the 1950s by Michael Ventris and revealed to be an early form of Greek used by the later Mycenaeans. But Linear A remains an enigma. We have hundreds of inscriptions on clay tablets, seals, and pottery, but we don't know for sure what language it represents. Is it related to Anatolian languages? Is it something else entirely, perhaps lost to time? Without a Rosetta Stone for Linear A, progress has been painfully slow, relying on guesswork, frequency analysis, and tentative comparisons. This is where AI offers a glimmer of hope. Instead of just comparing Linear A to Linear B, AI can analyze its symbol frequencies, positional patterns, and potential grammatical structures against a vast database of known ancient languages from the Mediterranean and Near East. It can test millions of hypothetical linguistic connections, phonetic values, and grammatical rules far faster than any human team. Could AI spot a subtle link to Luwian, or perhaps identify structural similarities to a non-Indo-European language family? While it hasn't cracked Linear A yet, AI is providing powerful new tools to systematically test hypotheses and potentially identify patterns that human researchers, limited by time and cognitive capacity, might have missed. Imagine finally reading the administrative records, religious dedications, or perhaps even the literature of the sophisticated Minoan civilization. AI might just hold the key. Another formidable challenge is the Meroitic script, used in the Kingdom of Kush, a powerful civilization centered in what is now Sudan, south of Egypt. Flourishing from around 300 BCE to 350 CE, the Kushites developed their own unique script, derived partly from Egyptian Demotic but adapted for their own distinct language. We can recognize the phonetic values of most Meroitic letters and can transliterate texts, meaning we can write them out in our own alphabet. We can even identify some names, titles, and basic funerary formulas, often thanks to comparisons with parallel Egyptian inscriptions. But beyond that, the meaning of most Meroitic words and the grammar of the language remain largely obscure. We have numerous inscriptions on temple walls, stelae, commemorative slabs, and funerary objects, but we can't fully understand them. AI offers a similar strategy here as with Linear A by analyzing the entire corpus of Meroitic texts. Machine learning algorithms can identify recurring word patterns, potential grammatical endings, and correlations between certain words and the contexts in which they appear, e.g., funerary texts versus royal decrees. It can compare these patterns to known African language families, like the Nilo-Saharan group, considered a possible relative, or other ancient languages, searching for statistical links. Furthermore, AI can assist in reconstructing damaged inscriptions. If a significant portion of a Meroitic text survives, an algorithm trained on other similar texts can propose plausible ways to fill in the missing symbols or words, based on known patterns and syntax. Researchers can then evaluate these suggestions against archaeological evidence and historical context. The dream scenario for scripts like Linear A and Meroitic is that AI, by processing vast amounts of data and identifying subtle, complex patterns, could provide the crucial breakthrough, perhaps identifying the underlying language family or unlocking key grammatical features. Even partial progress would be monumental. Deciphering these scripts wouldn't just add new languages to our linguistic catalog. It would open up entire chapters of human history currently obscured from view. We could finally read the records, understand the beliefs, and hear the voices of the Minoans and the Kushites directly, adding vital pieces to the grand narrative of civilization. What forgotten knowledge, what unique perspectives on life, religion, and society might be waiting within those silent symbols? The power of technology in archaeology extends beyond pure text analysis. It's revolutionizing how we interact with fragile artifacts, especially ancient scrolls that seem hopelessly damaged. One of the most dramatic examples comes not from Egypt, but from Herculaneum, the Roman town buried alongside Pompeii by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE. Inside a luxurious villa, often called the Villa of the Papyri, archaeologists discovered the only intact library from the classical world, hundreds of papyrus scrolls. But there was a catch. The intense heat of the volcanic ash had carbonized them, turning them into brittle, blackened lumps that resembled charcoal logs. For centuries, attempting to physically unroll these scrolls almost inevitably destroyed them. Early efforts involved carefully trying to peel back layers, often resulting in tiny, unreadable fragments crumbling to dust. It seemed these precious texts, potentially containing lost works of Greek philosophy and literature, were locked away forever. Enter the age of high-tech scanning and AI. Using powerful X-ray techniques, specifically phase contrast X-ray tomography, similar to a medical CT scan but much higher resolution, scientists can now peer inside the carbonized scrolls without physically opening them. These scans can detect minute differences in density within the scroll. Crucially, the carbon-based inks used by the ancients, essentially soot mixed with gum, absorb or refract the X-rays slightly differently than the carbonized papyrus fibers. These subtle variations are often invisible to the naked eye, even in the raw scans. This is where machine learning comes in. AI algorithms are trained to recognize the incredibly faint signatures of the ink within the complex, layered structure of the scanned scroll data. By identifying these ink traces layer by layer, the software can digitally unroll the scroll, mapping out the letters and reconstructing the text virtually. It's an incredibly complex process, requiring immense computing power and sophisticated algorithms, but it's yielding amazing results. Researchers have already begun to decipher passages from previously unreadable Herculaneum scrolls, identifying philosophical works, including texts by the Epicurean philosopher Philodemus, whose library this likely was. While the process is still being perfected, and not every scroll reveals its secrets easily, this virtual unwrapping represents a monumental leap. It offers a non-destructive way to access information previously thought lost forever. This same technology holds immense potential for ancient Egyptian artifacts. Many Egyptian papyri suffer from similar fragility, especially those recovered from damp tombs or used in mummy cartonnage, a kind of papier-mâché made from recycled papyrus. Fragments might be stuck together, brittle, or faded. Computational imaging and AI analysis can help reconstruct torn sections, enhance faded ink invisible to the human eye, and potentially piece together documents scattered across different fragments or even different museum collections. Think about the possibilities. Reading personal letters sealed for millennia, uncovering lost chapters of the Book of the Dead, finding administrative records stuffed inside a mummy case. These aren't just texts, they are intimate connections to the past. Scrolls might contain medical recipes, business contracts, personal diaries, or even shopping lists, details that paint a vivid picture of everyday life. AI can not only help read these texts but also categorize them, cross-reference names or places mentioned, and identify patterns that might reveal trade networks, social connections, or the spread of ideas. This synergy between physical archaeology, carefully excavating and preserving artifacts, and cutting-edge digital analysis, using AI and imaging to read the unreadable, is transforming how we salvage and understand our past. It allows us to rescue knowledge teetering on the brink of disintegration, ensuring that these fragile voices from antiquity can still speak to us today. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most profound discoveries require not just digging deeper into the earth, but also looking closer with tools our ancestors could never have dreamed of. Beyond deciphering words and reading fragile scrolls, AI is also proving remarkably adept at understanding the broader context of ancient inscriptions and artifacts. It's like moving from translating individual sentences to understanding the entire book and its place in the library of history. Ancient inscriptions aren't created in a vacuum. They are tied to specific locations, times, people, and events. An inscription found in a temple might relate to religious rituals, while one on a border stele might concern political boundaries or treaties. A text found in a merchant's tomb could shed light on trade routes. AI can help weave these threads together by analyzing vast datasets that combine textual information with geographical data, archaeological findings, and known historical timelines. Imagine feeding an AI system thousands of translated inscriptions, each tagged with its fine location, estimated date, and any associated artifacts. Machine learning models can then search for patterns and correlations that might be invisible to human researchers navigating such a complex web of information. For example, AI could map the distribution of inscriptions mentioning a specific pharaoh or deity, potentially revealing the extent of their political influence or the spread of their cult. It could analyze trade records found in different cities and correlate them with mentions of specific goods or foreign lands in other texts, helping reconstruct ancient economic networks. Researchers can use these AI-powered tools to test complex hypotheses about the past. Did a particular style of pottery spread along the same routes as a specific religious idea, suggesting cultural diffusion? Can we correlate mentions of famine or drought in administrative texts with periods of pyramid construction slowdown or shifts in settlement patterns, revealing the impact of environmental change? Can linguistic analysis of texts from different regions reveal patterns of migration or conquest? AI allows us to ask these big-picture questions and analyze the interconnectedness of ancient societies in ways that were previously incredibly difficult and time-consuming. By processing and correlating diverse data streams, textual, geographical, archaeological, environmental, AI acts like a historical cartographer, mapping out the complex flows of people, goods, ideas, and power that shaped the ancient world. This integrated approach helps move beyond isolated discoveries towards a more holistic and nuanced understanding of past civilizations. The pyramids of Egypt, especially the iconic structures at Giza, remain potent symbols of ancient ingenuity and mystery. How exactly did the Egyptians quarry, transport, and lift millions of massive stone blocks, some weighing tens of tons, with such precision, using seemingly rudimentary tools? While numerous theories exist involving ramps, straight, zigzagging, internal, levers, sledges lubricated by water, possibly even rudimentary locks or canals, no single definitive blueprint or explanation has ever been found on a papyrus scroll. Could the answers, or at least crucial clues, be hidden within the vast corpus of hieroglyphic texts, waiting to be uncovered? Thousands upon thousands of inscriptions adorn tomb walls, temple columns, stelae, and even leftover construction debris. Many are religious texts, hymns, or funerary formulas, but others might contain subtle references to workforce organization, quarrying techniques, surveying methods, or logistical challenges related to large-scale construction projects. The sheer volume makes finding these potential needles in the haystack a daunting task for human researchers. This is where AI's pattern recognition capabilities shine. By scanning massive databases of digitized hieroglyphic texts, AI algorithms could be trained to identify keywords, phrases, or symbolic clusters related to construction, engineering, labor management, or surveying. For instance, an AI could flag all instances mentioning specific types of stone, tools, units of measurement, or titles associated with overseers or architects. It could then analyze the context of these mentions. Does a particular phrase about hauling stone consistently appear alongside references to specific festivals or seasons? Does mention of measuring the land correlate with texts found near known pyramid sites? By sifting through this data, AI might uncover previously overlooked passages that, when pieced together, offer new insights into the practicalities of pyramid building. Another intriguing possibility lies in undiscovered inscriptions. We know that pyramids contain hidden chambers and voids. The 2017 discovery of the Scan Pyramid's Big Void within the Great Pyramid of Giza, detected using cosmic ray muon tomography, proved that these colossal structures still hold secrets within their stone hearts. What if these hidden spaces contain sealed chambers with preserved papyri, or even inscriptions directly on the walls detailing construction methods or architectural principles? While accessing these voids remains a major challenge, if future exploration, perhaps using snake-like robots, becomes possible, AI could be crucial in rapidly analyzing any texts or images recovered. Furthermore, advanced imaging techniques, potentially enhanced by AI analysis, might one day reveal faint traces of inscriptions on existing surfaces, hidden beneath layers of plaster or faded by time. Beyond the mechanics, AI could also help explore the deeper symbolic and cosmological reasons behind pyramid design. While we know the shape likely represented the primordial mound of creation, or the rays of the sun god Ra, AI text analysis might uncover more subtle references in religious or astronomical texts. Could specific hieroglyphic sequences link pyramid slopes to constellations, or describe the structure as a machine for the pharaoh's celestial rebirth? By cross-referencing architectural data, like the precise alignment of the pyramids to cardinal points and stars like Orion, with astronomical texts and religious hymns, AI might reveal a more intricate theological blueprint than we currently understand. Finally, AI can integrate textual evidence with administrative records. If lists of workers, records of food rations, or accounts of stone shipments from specific quarries can be precisely dated and correlated using AI analysis, we might be able to reconstruct a much more detailed timeline of construction phases for different pyramids. This multi-layered approach, combining text, archaeology, astronomy, and logistics, powered by AI's analytical prowess, offers our best hope yet of solving some of the enduring paradoxes surrounding these magnificent ancient monuments. Ancient Egyptian tombs exert a powerful fascination, partly fueled by the enduring myth of the pharaoh's curse. When Howard Carter opened Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922, a series of misfortunes and deaths among those associated with the excavation led to sensationalist headlines claiming a supernatural vengeance. While modern science largely attributes these events to coincidence, pre-existing health conditions, or perhaps exposure to dormant molds or bacteria within the sealed tomb environment, the Egyptians themselves certainly intended to frighten potential robbers. Many tombs contain inscriptions warning intruders of divine retribution. These curses call upon gods like Anubis or Sekhmet, or even demonic forces, to punish those who disturb the deceased's eternal rest with sickness, death, or misfortune. AI can play a role in studying these fascinating texts. By training algorithms on known curse formulas, researchers can scan vast collections of inscriptions, including those from lesser-known tombs or those that are badly damaged, to identify similar threatening phrases or patterns. This helps determine how common these curses actually were. Were they reserved for royalty, or did middle-ranking officials and even ordinary people try to protect their tombs with magical threats? AI analysis might reveal variations in curse formulas based on region, time period, or the status of the deceased. It could even identify curses inscribed not just on walls, but perhaps faintly etched onto amulets, coffin fragments, or papyri placed near the body, giving us a clearer picture of the psychological and magical defenses surrounding Egyptian burials. The discovery of voids within pyramids, like the Scan Pyramid's void in Khufu's Great Pyramid, adds another layer of mystery. What were these spaces for? Were they intentional structural elements designed to relieve stress on lower chambers? Were they unfinished passages? Or could they be hidden compartments containing undiscovered artifacts, texts, or even burials? While AI can't physically explore these voids, it can play a crucial role in interpreting the complex data generated by non-invasive scanning techniques like muon tomography or ground-penetrating radar. AI algorithms can help create more accurate 3D models of these hidden spaces, analyze structural data to predict potential access points or connecting corridors, and even compare the architectural features of the void with known structures from similar periods to hypothesize about its function. As robotic exploration technology advances, AI-driven analysis will be essential in planning missions and interpreting findings from these enigmatic spaces. Then there are the more fringe ideas, like theories of ancient astronauts or time travel, sometimes linked to unusual hieroglyphs or artifacts. While overwhelmingly dismissed by mainstream scholars, these ideas persist in popular culture. AI text analysis offers a powerful tool for objectively examining ambiguous inscriptions. Could references to flying or traveling across ages be convincingly shown through large-scale contextual analysis to be purely metaphorical descriptions of the soul's journey or the king's divine power, rather than literal accounts of advanced technology? AI can systematically search for and analyze such potentially anomalous passages across the entire corpus of Egyptian texts. If a truly inexplicable text were discovered, one containing concepts or knowledge demonstrably outside the known context of the era, AI systems would be ideally suited to flag it, analyze its linguistic uniqueness, and compare it rigorously against everything else we know. While unlikely to confirm time travel, AI provides a robust method for investigating such claims based on textual evidence. Ultimately, studying tombs through the lens of AI helps us understand the ancient Egyptian worldview more deeply. The curses reveal their anxieties about the afterlife and the desecration of the dead. The hidden voids hint at architectural complexities and perhaps ritualistic secrets we haven't yet grasped. By applying modern analytical tools to these ancient resting places, we move beyond simple treasure hunting or curse mythology towards a richer appreciation of the intricate beliefs, fears, and engineering prowess that shape their approach to death and eternity. Just when you think the sands might have yielded most of their secrets, Egypt surprises the world again. Archaeological work is constantly ongoing, and recent years have brought some truly spectacular finds, reminding us how much more there is to learn. These discoveries, often analyzed with the help of modern technology, continue to fill gaps in our knowledge and paint an ever more detailed picture of ancient life and death. One of the most stunning recent revelations came from the Saqqara necropolis, south of Cairo, a site that seems to have an inexhaustible supply of treasures. In one area, archaeologists unearthed a cache of 59 sealed wooden coffins, buried deep underground for over 2,600 years, dating primarily to the 26th dynasty, around 660–4525 BCE. These weren't just simple boxes. Many were intricately painted, and inside, the mummies of priests, officials, and prominent figures were remarkably well preserved. Their linen wrappings still bore detailed decorations, and CT scans allowed researchers to study the mummification techniques and even the health of the individuals without unwrapping them. Finding such a large, intact collection provides invaluable data about burial customs and the social hierarchy of the late period. Nearby in Saqqara, another headline-making discovery was announced. What might be the oldest and most complete mummy ever found in Egypt, belonging to a man named Hekashep. Sealed inside a limestone sarcophagus at the bottom of a 15-meter shaft for some 4,300 years, dating back to the Old Kingdom, the era of the Great Pyramid builders. The mummy was covered in gold leaf. This suggests not only high status, but also sophisticated preservation techniques far earlier than previously thought for such extensive gilding. Alongside Hekashep, the excavation, led by the renowned Egyptologist Zahi Hawass, uncovered other tombs containing beautiful statues, pottery, and evidence of daily life from this crucial early period of Egyptian history. Each find like this pushes back our understanding of specific practices and reveals the richness of burial traditions even among non-royal elites. Direct evidence of the process of mummification also came to light in Saqqara with the discovery of a complete embalming workshop, a waybit. This facility, dating to the 26th and 27th dynasties, included both an underground area for the more visceral aspects of preparing the body, like organ removal, and an above-ground section for processes like anointing with oils and resins and wrapping the body in linen. Crucially, the workshop contained numerous pottery vessels, many still labeled with the names of the substances they held and instructions for their use, e.g., for the head, for washing. Chemical analysis of residues in these jars is providing unprecedented insight into the specific materials used: resins from distant lands, local minerals, antibacterial agents, linking funerary practices directly to ancient pharmacology, trade networks, and resource management. AI could potentially assist here by cross-referencing the chemical signatures with textual mentions of embalming ingredients in medical or ritual papyri. Not all major discoveries are about mummies. At Taposiris Magna near Alexandria, archaeologist Kathleen Martinez continues her decades-long search for the lost tomb of Cleopatra VII. While the final resting place of the famous Queen and Mark Antony remains elusive, her excavations have uncovered remarkable structures, including a vast, geometrically precise rock-cut tunnel stretching over 1,300 meters, nearly a mile, underground. Though partially submerged due to earthquakes and rising water tables, the tunnel's sophisticated engineering is impressive. Could it lead to a royal tomb complex? Even if it doesn't hold Cleopatra, its discovery highlights the architectural ambition of the Ptolemaic period and suggests that significant undiscovered structures may still lie hidden beneath the coastal landscape. Modern surveying techniques, including ground-penetrating radar and potentially AI-driven analysis of subtle ground disturbances, are crucial in guiding such explorations. These recent finds underscore a vital point. Egyptology is not a closed book. The desert sands continue to yield astonishing discoveries, from gilded mummies and sealed coffins to embalmers' workshops and mysterious tunnels. Each discovery adds new data points, challenges old assumptions, and deepens our appreciation for the complexity and longevity of this incredible civilization. And increasingly, technology plays a key role not just in finding, but also in analyzing and understanding these treasures. The quest for knowledge extends beyond tombs and texts to the very structures the Egyptians built and their relationship with the cosmos. Recent discoveries and reinterpretations, often aided by technology, are shedding light on how Egyptians observed the heavens and integrated astronomy into their architecture and worldview. While hidden chambers in pyramids capture the imagination, ongoing research focuses on understanding their purpose. The Scan Pyramid's void, for example, continues to spark debate. Is it structural? Ritualistic? Does it hold anything? Advanced scanning techniques and AI-powered analysis of the resulting data are key to modeling these spaces and planning any potential future investigation, aiming for minimal intrusion. Perhaps even more revealing are potential discoveries related to ancient astronomy. Evidence suggests that the Egyptians were keen observers of the sky long before the Greeks, using celestial alignments for architecture, agriculture, and religious calendars. Researchers have identified structures, sometimes simple mud brick alignments or specifically oriented openings in temple complexes, like potentially at the Bubastis temple site, though specific locations of definitive observatories are still debated, that may have functioned as early astronomical viewing points. These could have been used to track the sunrise at solstices or equinoxes, the helical rising of important stars like Sirius, whose appearance heralded the Nile flood, or lunar cycles. AI can play a vital role here by precisely modeling ancient skyscapes. By inputting the geographical coordinates and orientation of a structure, AI can calculate the exact positions of stars and the sun thousands of years ago, verifying whether architectural alignments match significant celestial events with a high degree of accuracy. This helps confirm intentionality and moves beyond speculation. Adjacent to the Giza pyramids, excavations continue to uncover elements of the wider complex, such as the pits that once held full-size solar barges. These magnificent wooden boats, like the one meticulously reconstructed and displayed in the Grand Egyptian Museum, were likely intended for the deceased pharaoh's journey with the sun god Ra through the underworld and into the afterlife. Analyzing inscriptions found in or near these boat pits, potentially aided by AI-driven text comparison, can help piece together the intricate rituals and cosmic beliefs associated with this solar journey. As new boat fragments or related structures are found, digital tools can cross-reference them against the vast corpus of funerary texts, like the pyramid texts, coffin texts, and Book of the Dead, and known star charts, revealing deeper connections between funerary practices, shipbuilding, and cosmological narratives. Beyond the major monuments, exploration of lesser-known sites yields crucial insights into the lives of officials and courtiers outside the immediate royal family. The discovery and ongoing study of tomb complexes like that of Painesi, a high-ranking official in Saqqara, reveal beautiful painted reliefs depicting religious ceremonies, offerings, and even scenes of daily life. These chapels show how individuals adapted and personalized broader religious beliefs for their own afterlife journey. AI-based translation tools can be particularly helpful here, catching subtle variations in dialect, personal names, or religious formulas used in these non-royal tombs. By comparing inscriptions from these sites with texts from major temples or royal burials, researchers can identify local religious traditions, personal piety, and the social networks connecting different strata of Egyptian society. All these discoveries, hidden chambers, astronomical alignments, solar boats, officials' tombs, add layers to our understanding. They show an Egypt that was not monolithic but diverse, where grand state projects coexisted with personal devotion, and where a deep connection to the cosmos permeated religious belief and architectural design. AI helps integrate these diverse findings, revealing patterns and connections across different types of evidence, ultimately painting a richer, more nuanced, and constantly evolving picture of this enduring civilization. Our journey began with Jean-Francois Champollion, a man whose passion and intellect unlocked a silent civilization 2 centuries ago. His dedication reminds us that even the most daunting mysteries can be solved with perseverance, the right tools in his case, linguistic knowledge and the Rosetta Stone, and meticulous comparison. His work opened the floodgates, allowing generations of scholars to read the stories, understand the beliefs, and reconstruct the lives of the ancient Egyptians. Today, we stand at another threshold. Artificial intelligence is becoming the new Rosetta Stone, not deciphering a single script, but offering powerful new ways to analyze vast amounts of data, read damaged texts, uncover hidden patterns, and connect disparate pieces of evidence. From virtually unwrapping the charred scrolls of Herculaneum to probing the voids within the Great Pyramid, from speeding up the translation of countless hieroglyphic fragments to tackling stubbornly undeciphered scripts like Linear A, AI is accelerating discovery and deepening our understanding, in ways Champollion could only have dreamed of. It's a powerful synergy, the enduring legacy of human curiosity and scholarly rigor combined with the unprecedented analytical power of machine learning. This partnership is not just about revealing more facts, it's about bringing the ancient world to life with greater clarity and detail than ever before. It helps us appreciate the complexity of their engineering, the depth of their spirituality, the nuances of their daily lives, and their sophisticated understanding of the world around them. What can we take away from this incredible story of decipherment and discovery, spanning centuries and technologies? Perhaps it's the enduring power of curiosity. Like Champollion, we should never stop asking questions, even about things long settled or seemingly impenetrable. There's also the importance of perseverance. Champollion faced skepticism and immense difficulty, yet he pressed on. Similarly, researchers today grapple with damaged artifacts and complex data, pushing the boundaries of knowledge. And crucially, this story highlights the incredible potential when we combine human ingenuity with powerful tools. Champollion used his knowledge of languages. Today, we use AI. In our own lives, whether facing a challenge at work, pursuing a personal goal, or trying to understand a complex issue, think about what tools, knowledge, skills, technology, collaboration you can bring to bear. Don't be afraid to embrace new methods or seek help from unexpected sources. Understanding the past isn't just an academic exercise. It connects us to our shared human heritage, reminds us of both our enduring capabilities and our vulnerabilities, and offers perspectives that can enrich our present. The ancient Egyptians grappled with life, death, meaning, and society, themes that resonate deeply with us today. By listening to their newly amplified voices, we might just learn something profound about ourselves. What do you think? Which of these discoveries fascinates you the most? Do you believe AI holds the key to unlocking even deeper secrets, perhaps finding Cleopatra's tomb or deciphering Linear A? Or do some mysteries deserve to remain veiled? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time and technology. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Please take care of yourselves, stay curious, and wishing you all good health. And if you enjoyed exploring the secrets of the past with us, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more adventures into history, mystery, and discovery.